Hello.
Daryl the donkey, a rejected baby who found his family.
Hello. Hello, Darragh. Darragh.
Daryl was born and instantly rejected. His mother, frightened and worn down, turned away the moment he took his first breath. There was no warmth, no nuzzle, no welcome into the world, just silence. A tiny life began with heartbreak. But that single act of abandonment set in motion a story of love, resilience, and the kind of family that doesn't depend on blood or species.
Oh, oh. Are you taking those? Okay. Okay.
In the quiet hills of the Irish countryside, a small house sat surrounded by 5 acres of green fields. It belonged to a couple who never planned to run an animal rescue, but somehow, that's what their lives became. They had always cared deeply for animals, and over the years, they had seen too much neglect to look away anymore. Ireland has a hidden tragedy. Donkeys there are often forgotten, left behind when they're no longer useful. Some wander the roads hungry and weak. Others are sold for slaughter. It's a silent suffering few talk about, but this couple decided to do something about it. They began taking in unwanted donkeys, one at a time, until people started leaving them right at their gate.
Ooh.
Daryl's mother was one of those rescues. She arrived pregnant, nervous, and unsure of what safety even felt like. They gave her shelter, good food, and gentle care. They hoped that when her baby was born, she'd finally feel secure enough to love him. But trauma runs deep. When Daryl arrived, she refused to feed him, refused to even look at him. So the couple stepped in.
God kväll. Jaha.
Ja.
Vad
Was
var det?
schon fast leer.
Ska du träna?
Na?
Det är gräs alltså.
They lifted the frail newborn into their arms and brought him into their home. From that day on, he became part of their family. He weighed barely 30 pounds, small enough to fit on a blanket by the fire. Feeding him became a full-time job bottles every 3 hours, day and night. If he was hungry at 3 a.m., he made sure everyone knew. After each feeding, he'd rest his tiny head on their laps, eyes closing slowly as they stroked his soft fur. To Daryl, this was life. This was love. The bottles, the warmth, the gentle hands. He grew up inside the house, not knowing he was different. The people who cared for him weren't just caretakers, they were mom and dad.
Oh, super fast. Super fast.
As the weeks passed, Daryl's personality began to shine. Donkeys, contrary to popular belief, aren't stubborn. They're thoughtful. They pause before they act, studying the world carefully. They don't rush to obey, they think first. Love deeply and trust completely once that trust is earned.
Whee! Whee! Go.
And Daryl was no exception. He learned his name, followed his humans around the garden, and answered their voices with soft praise. Even as he grew stronger, tipping the scale at over 130 pounds, he still longed for the comfort of those early days. When anxious, he'd nudge their hands, searching for the bottle that no longer existed. So they'd offer him a thumb instead. and he'd gently suck on it like a pacifier, instantly calm again.
Wee! What happens? So exciting! Ooh. Are you taking them? No.
Eventually, they knew they had to help him reconnect with the herd. Daryl had to understand he was a donkey, not a human child. But introducing him wasn't easy. Donkeys live by a strict social structure, and every member has to find their place. Daryl didn't quite know how. His mother kept her distance, and the others didn't know what to make of him. Yet slowly, with time and patience, he learned their ways, how to greet, how to share space, how to belong.
Hello? Hello? Do you want to come for a walk? Huh? Who's coming for a walk?
The couple never forced him. They watched from the fence, always nearby if he needed them. It wasn't just about letting go. It was about letting him grow. Their garden, once quiet, had turned into a haven for lost souls. Chickens dumped in the woods, parrots no one wanted, even a snake named Toby who arrived as thin as a pencil and now stretches taller than a man. Every animal carries a story. Every story ends in safety. Daryl will never have to wonder if he's loved again. He'll live his days surrounded by care, by gentle hands, by the people who refuse to give up on him. In truth, he didn't just find a family, they found healing through him. There's something humbling about earning the trust of a creature that was once discarded. Donkeys remember kindness for decades. If you met Daryl today and returned 15 years from now, he'd still remember your voice, your scent, your presence. That's the kind of heart he has, the kind that never forgets love.
Darragh, lunchtime!
Daryl's story reminds us that family isn't always who you're born to. Sometimes it's who shows up when no one else will. It's who stays. It's who loves you anyway. If Daryl's journey touched you, take a moment to give it a like or share. Maybe even subscribe to follow more of his adventures and the lives of others like him. It might seem small, but your support helps keep these rescues going. Every click tells the world that compassion still matters, that love can begin where heartbreak once lived.
Our team works hard behind the scenes to find and share real-life stories that truly matter. Every video is crafted with care, carefully researched, edited with trusted sources, and always treated with the respect these stories deserve. What you see isn't just made to inspire, it's meant to be real and meaningful.